Now on to the next project, which is, there's an energizer right there that runs our electric fences. I'm going to build a little box to kind of cover that and protect it from the weather, because we don't need that to be exposed to rain and snow all winter long. We'd like to keep that working good and make sure that we have use of it for quite some time. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting set up for that, and when I come back, we'll be working on it. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm actually using some old stair treads from our construction project inside the house there, and I just saved those, and basically they were a good size width to use for the enclosure for our energizer. So these boards are about 9.5 inches wide, and so I measured the energizer and determined that it would take about 2 wide, and so you can see I'm kind of measuring the length there, and then measured the height of the energizer so I could get my how tall I needed the cabinet to be. So I'm just going through and measuring and making sure that I have all my pieces cut for both the back, the sides, and the roof. Basically going to take a 2x4 for the back and basically screw the 2x4, or screw the two wood piece thin back pieces, basically line those up on the 2x4 and screw it into the 2x4, and then that's going to form the back of my energizer enclosure there. And I'm going to 2x4 across the top and across the bottom, and then I'll eventually, you'll see that I'll put some screws in there at the top, and for the energizer to hang on the 2x4, and then I'll attach the two sides to the edge of the 2x4 and to the back of the energizer enclosure. So these small stair tread pieces are probably only about maybe a like 5/8, not even, probably a little under a 1/2 inch thick. So basically I'm just making the enclosure just a little bit wider than the energizer itself, just so that we can maximize the protection for the energizer and make it, protected from the weather as good as we can. So just making, so you can see I'm just making the 2x4s, making those cuts. It's a very, very simple enclosure that I'm making, and just basically making a box but without a bottom, so that the no water or anything accumulates in the bottom there. Plus we have wires, as you'll see, coming out of the bottom that that need to have free access to go out. The pieces are just as wide. The side pieces are basically the same width as the back pieces, so when I cut the top part to complete the roof, it's already, I just have to cut the width from side to side, and I'm able to put that on there. So you can see I'm kind of lining up my two pieces there, and I'm going to go ahead and screw those together, just using some 1-inch screws, and that's basically going to hold those two pieces on the back there, hold those together and form the back of my enclosure there. Now I'm going to put another piece at the bottom, and then I'll be able to hang the Energizer on that top 2x4 with some just standard drywall screws. That's all I needed. It's got a little slide-in notches on the back that it'll hang on, and then all I have to do is just attach it to the pole with just the backing and hang the Energizer on there, and then I can start building out the rest of the sides and the roof for it. So here I'm actually attaching the two pieces to the back there and screwing those together. And one of the nice things about kind of keeping scrap material and kind of material that was used temporarily for other projects is it allows us to kind of build things like this without having to go and buy new material in order to do this. So we certainly try to reuse whatever we can to kind of save money, and also, you know, it helps us because we have the materials on hand and we don't have to drive anywhere or go anywhere to pick up those materials. So we're all about reusing and recycling and repurposing different material here on the homestead to make stuff for future projects like this enclosure. I'm actually marking out, I'm putting a screw in the bottom, which I'll end up taking back out because there is a place for to hang the base of the Energizer on there. Oh, and as you can see, just kind of making marks for that, and put 3 screws along the top for the 3 notches. I'm going to go ahead and measure those after I get this bottom screw in, and then I'll be able to hang the Energizer on those screws, so it'll be completely supported there. down. Okay, so here I'm just testing the fit of the screws there, and as I mentioned before, realizing that that bottom screw was just kind of getting in the way. It's always a good practice to kind of dry fit, test fit things before you're actually going to put them in place. I find that that makes putting things together and assembling things and the whole process go much smoother, because then you're not dealing with that when you're either up on a ladder or trying to hold something up, or putting it together and you're trying to fight against something that wasn't test fitted prior. So now that I have the test fit done, I'm cutting the remaining panels for both the sides and the roof. And again, reusing wood that I already had on hand to do that with. All right, guys. So here we are for the project for the mounting of the kind of covered box to protect our energizer. So I built a basic back for it, which is right here. I'm going to attach that up here, and then I'll be able to hang the energizer on there. I've got 3 screws here to hang the energizer on once I attach it to the timber there, and then I'll go ahead and build the sides and a roof and everything. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this mounted. So we've got it hung. I'm going to attach the sides and the roof now. I got to go cut those. All right, we've got our 3 sides and roof cut. I'll go ahead and attach those, and then we'll get the little scrap piece of metal roofing there and cut that in half, and we'll screw that on and we'll be good to go. All right, we got our basic frame there for the box. Just got to go cut some roofing and add that on, and this thing will be protected. All right, we're going to go ahead and attach our cut roof pieces here. All right, there we go. Kind of see, got a nice amount of overhang there. If I want to, I think I could add something on the front as kind of like a door or a cover, but we like to be able to see it so that we know it's on. But I think this will help keep it out of the weather, keep the rain off of it for the most part, and help this thing last a lot longer.